Coach asked me, what I like to do. We had a conversation, and he called me back, let me know that we were probably going to be resting.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
My reaction was kind of like I told my family. Obviously, my family, probably wanted a little bit more than me, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games and winning the playoffs. So I got a bigger goal in mind.
No. Hell no.
I mean, he asked me if I wanted to play, if I want to go for it. I said on Sunday, I probably didn't care too much for it. When I slept on it, I was like, there's an opportunity to implant my name in football history. I may never get another opportunity like that again. So I'm down, but at the end of the day, I don't care for putting the team at risk. He's the head coach for a reason. He makes those decisions, and whatever decision he wanted to make, I let him know if you want me to play, I'm going to go out there and make sure I get it. And if we don't, I'm okay with that too.
This is absolutely sick, and I feel so bad for Saquon Barkley because he deserves better than this. The Eagles deserve to give him more respect than this. I understand from a logistics standpoint, a logical standpoint, a coaching standpoint, and the way the organization looks at it, that you want to have your best players available for the playoff push. You don't want to waste Saquon Barkley or potentially run a risk of getting him injured in a quote-unquote meaningless game. And that's from the organization's standpoint. That's from the coach's standpoint. But did you think about the player? Did you think about the human being? Did you think about Saquon Barkley? This means a lot to him. This could have meant a lot for his legacy moving forward. Yes, he has 2,000 rushing yards. Yes, he's one of 9 players to ever do that. So his name is etched in history because of all the hundreds of running backs that have went through the NFL. He is one of only 9 to cross the 2,000-yard threshold. So we'll remember him for that forever. But he had a chance to do something even greater. He had a chance to break a record that stood for 4 decades and honestly probably won't be broken for a very long time. Like, the Super Bowl is nice. That's a great team accomplishment. And yes, it'd be great for Saquon Barkley to say, I'm a Super Bowl champion. But to have the record for the most rushing yards in a single season, that's something that can never be taken away from him. I mean, okay, obviously it can because, he broke Eric's and logically someone might break his. But it would take a very long time for someone to break that record. And it means more for running backs in a Super Bowl. Like, sure, Terrell Davis has a Super Bowl. Emmitt Smith has 3 Super Bowls, but think of all the all-time great running backs. Does Eric Dickerson have a Super Bowl? No. Does LT have a Super Bowl? No. Does Earl Campbell have a Super Bowl? No. Does Barry Sanders have a Super Bowl? No. Does Adrian Peterson have a Super Bowl? No. It doesn't matter that much for running backs. It's a nice team accomplishment. It's a notch in your belt, but I promise you, when we think of the all-time great running backs, very rarely ever, outside of TD, because he did win a Super Bowl MVP and his postseason success is crazy. But outside of him, most running backs, you don't think of them when it comes Super Bowls when it comes to them. Emmitt Smith, career all-time leading rusher. Eric Dickerson, single season all-time leading rusher. LaDainian Tomlinson, most touchdowns scored by a running back in a single season. These are the things that we remember them for. Remember them for their talents, for their accolades, and for their broken records. I really think they did a disservice to Saquon Barkley for not letting him at least go out there and try, and to do it in the most poetic way possible against his former team. This is straight out of a movie, and they wouldn't let him do it. Let that man direct his own movie, dag. If Philly doesn't win the Super Bowl, this whole thing doesn't even matter. But even if they do win the Super Bowl, it still could have meant more for Saquon. Yes, it's selfish, but sometimes you gotta be selfish. And some of this might be Saquon's fault because he didn't make a big enough deal as he should have. After the game against Dallas, he was like, oh, well, if I break the record, it's cool, but, I want to be here for my team. No, Saquon! You should have said, yeah, I want to break the record. Of course, Super Bowl matters, but I want to break this record. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's been 40 years, and no one's broken it, and I have a chance to do it against my former team. I want to do this while on the path of winning a Super Bowl, while on the path of staying healthy for the playoffs. If he had said that, they might have let him break it. But here he is, Game 17 against the Giants, his former team, and they won't let him etch his name in football immortality. Sometimes you got to be your best advocate, and sometimes it pays to be a little bit selfish while also trying to be a team player. Eagles, y'all did Saquon dirty. Let that man be great because he's been great for you.